Sha Tin on Sunday. More group racing as well. The Queen Mother Memorial Cup is our feature race, one of 11 races on the programme. The Griffins are back as well. They start the meeting, and this meeting is the first of 3 meetings we'll have at Sha Tin, Wednesday and then the following Saturday. I'm Andrew Lejeune, good to have your company. I'm joined by race caller Tom Wood and form analyst Paul Lally as well. Tom, plenty to get our teeth into with the 11 races.
Yeah, there certainly is, Andrew. The Griffins kick the programme off. We've got a couple of 1,000 metre races, some solid races through the course of the afternoon. Looks like it's going to be a favourite stand in terms of the feature race, the Group 3 Queen Mother Memorial Cup. Disappointing certainly number-wise, but Butterfield looking to defend his crown from last year.
Yeah, and a lead up obviously to the Champions and Cheddar Cup at the end of May. Paul, what have we got jackpot-wise?
We've got one on the Triple Trio, a 2.1 million jackpot there, so that should get up to about 6 million for a winning single $10 unit. Look, there's a whole host of first starters, obviously the Griffins as well, throughout the card, so some interesting runners amongst those as well.
All right, OK, we'll be looking at 2 of the races. One early, the feature race being the Queen Mother Memorial Cup, and then a little bit later on the programme as well. As Tom mentioned, a couple of 1,000 metre races. That's how we start in actual fact. So we're on the B course as well, all 11 races on the turf. So the first 2 races over the 1,000 metres, then we jump straight into the Queen Mother Memorial Cup over the 1.5 miles. We'll be looking at that race and the 1,200 metre Game Spirit handicap as well, with the Queen Mother Memorial Cup being the feature race. The races are named after former Queen Mother owned runners. Butterfield heads the field for the feature. He's defending his crown. Senor Toba out of the Derby, enjoying a front runner, looking great. And just the 5 go round above with Matthew Poon in the saddle, but with 5 runners, they all pick up prize money. So we'll have a look at the speed map here first, Tom. With just the 5 going round, we're saying good to slow, and I'd imagine Enjoying probably finds himself in front, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a horse that does like to lead. Sometimes he hasn't led in the past. He's been taken back over like the 1,800 metres on the all-weather. That was from a wide draw, but he's normally pretty reliable, Paul, in terms of pace, but it'll be an absolute crawl.
You'd think so, wouldn't it? It's going to be definitely on the slow or the good to slow side there. Look, yeah, he looks like the lead. I think Bud will just settle back, and Butterfield as well. They'll settle back, and the other 2 in the middle, so can't see too many changes to that.
Would a slow tempo suit our likely favourite in Senor Toba, though? Be interesting. Enjoying can stack them up from the front. Let's look at the roll of honour for the feature race, and Butterfield back to defend his crown. Matthew Poon on board last year. Zach Purton takes over on Sunday afternoon. Shafano, Ho Ho Khan, Mighty Exultant, and Eagle Way also. So that's the last 5 winners of the race. We'll see if we can work out who's going to add their name to that list. Starting off with our favourite, Senor Toba, and his trainer, Casper Founds.
Casper, Senor Toba is a horse that you've made no secret where your affections lie. Obviously, he ran so well in the Derby, and we're going to see him this weekend in the Queen Mother Memorial Cup.
Yeah, look, a really nice horse. Again, he's a horse that he's going to keep on improving, you know. I can just start to see a change in the way he looks. He's starting to develop even further, and I think he's going to eat up the extra 400 metres.
That run in the Derby last time, of course, he's run 4th. The Derby form has most definitely been upheld with what we've seen recently. You went on record as saying it's possibly one of the strongest Derbys you've seen for a good 20 years.
I would say so, yeah.
I mean, with that line of form, you'd have to really fancy this horse, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would say so. I think, you know, you're going to look back on certainly the winner and the second horse have come out and proven themselves against older horses in Group 1 company. The third horse, I'm sure, when he comes out, will be very, very competitive. And, you know, we've run 4th, so, yeah, I think going forward, we need some more staying races, to tell you the truth, you know, because that's what this horse is all about. You know, he's really coming into his own at 1.5 miles. And, yeah, so anyway, let's see what happens, but I'll be confident that he'd be giving a massive run.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like it's tailor-made for him. And just to put a bit more meat on the bones as far as the gear change is concerned, obviously blinkers coming off, visor going on.
Yeah, just a visor, just a little bit of a gap in the cups so he can just see what's going on. He doesn't really need that, you know. We've just he's a very, very honest horse, but a little tweak, you know, will do him a world of good. Yeah. And
is this very much his trial for the Champion and Cheddar?
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, big time.
Plenty of confidence from Cass. Let's have a look at the Derby again, guys. And Tom, this is him. He got back in the early stages, swinging wide into straight. We know what Romantic Warrior and California Spangle have done since. As Casper said, it's a strong race at the Derby, and if he steps forward, he's probably the one to beat.
Yeah, he is the one to beat. If he doesn't win this, you'd be bitterly disappointed, really, on Senor Toba here. You can see him, Paul, he's in the middle part of the track here. He's only got 1 speed, and up to 2,400 metres. Of course, he was runner-up in a Queensland Derby, so this looks his race to lose, in all honesty.
I agree. Yeah, totally. I just think, yeah, he's going to, as Casper said, he'll eat up that extra 400 metres. He probably wants further than that as well. He's with a small field. It's just the muddling pace would be the only thing against him, but on paper, he's definitely the one to beat.
Yeah, if he needs every inch of this 2400 then, and enjoying just stacks them up and goes slowly, then if it's a sprint for home, Tom, then surely there's, he's still got a question to answer.
Yeah, he does, because he just doesn't have that great turn of foot like we've got with other horses. You see Romantic Warrior there in the Derby. He's got a real turn of foot. This horse has got no turn of foot at all.
Okay. All right, interesting. Well, let's have a look at the next horse, which is last year's winner. We'll have a look at that race as well, Butterfield. Big fields as well it was last year. Some nice horses in there as well. We've got Panfield and Russian Emperor as well, but Butterfield comes out on top, Paul.
Yeah, this is a lot stronger race, and Butterfield did manage to come on top. Look, he's just going to carry the weight. He's 133 pounds. He's got to give a weight to all the other horses, 13 pounds as well. But look, he did win nicely enough when he did win this race.
His rating says he's the best horse in this race, but he does have to carry weight to here. Matthew Poon last year, he rides above, so it's Zach Purton this time around. He was really in for the fight. And look, he didn't run too badly in the Centenary Vase a few runs ago. And last time out, he certainly wasn't the worst behind Golden 60. Only beaten 4 lengths. He was running on at the end.
Yeah, well, this is it, Tom. We can see he's out the back and just looking for a bit of room at this stage. Obviously, we know how good the winner is, but yeah, maybe it's just the weight, but his form looks okay.
Yeah, it certainly does. Second in a Class 2 race behind Enjoying. That was 2 runs ago for him, and also Enjoying. But he was certainly doing his best work late to here last time out, and this was over the 1,600 metres. His minimum sort of distance here that he's won at is 1,800 metres. So the 2,400 metres on this sort of effort is ideal, Paul.
Yeah, and we see that he's already won over at winning the race last year. So, yeah, there's definitely some positives with Butterfield in that respect.
I mean, the horse in the red blinkers there, Tourbillon Diamond, came out round second on Champions Day. He's finished basically upsides him. So, yes, it's a handicap. Yes, he's got a big weight to carry, but dangerous to ride him off completely, as is this horse, I think, from the front. Matthew Chadwick, very dangerous. He could dictate here and really make things his own way. That's Butterfield, and this is looking great, Paul. What of him as well?
Yeah, I don't mind looking great, because he looks like a real out-and-out stayer, and he's going to step up to the 2,400 metres for the first time. So I think he's got claims on that, and he only has to carry the 113 pounds as well. As you say, with Enjoying, though, he's a horse that will try and get his own way in front, and if he does, then, and it's a muddling race, then that's where he's going to get his chance.
Last start at Happy Valley, he jumped a bit awkward, and then he covered some ground. In this race, he was able to lead. And in that particular race last time out at Happy Valley, he was completely flat coming towards the home turn at the 350 metres. Just 1 win from 21 overall. He goes down as a disappointing category here in Hong Kong.
What about this horse, Tom, above? He gets prize money regardless, but this is an interesting trial, particularly past the line. He kept going. I thought he looked quite good here.
He was over the 1,600 metres here at Sha Tin, and he was sort of back in the field. That's Rocket Spade in the red cap on the outside, and SJ Tourbillon there as well in the red with the pink sleeves. But he was running on quite nicely here over the final stages, 1,600 metres. We know he's won up to 2,200 metres, Paul, so being by Tavistock, there's no question mark for the trip.
No, not at all. He's just out of the handicap. He's about 6 pounds out of the handicap. He does come in with that low rating of 79. So that's just the query. If he can overcome that, then yeah, sure. It's only a small field and he'll get his chance.
Look at him just keep going there as well. 2,400. I don't think he's necessarily making up the numbers here. I think he's quite an interesting horse. The more I look at that above, but no surprises, Paul. It's Senor Toba's favourite at this early stage.
Yeah, look, he's the one to beat. He's clearly on top for me. And then who do you put him behind? I put Looking Great in because I think he'll be a bit of value. And he's a horse that's up to 24 for the first time and Enjoying for third. But all 5 have got their chances. 2, 4, 3.
Yeah, I'm settling with 2, 1 and 3 here. Senor Toba, this is an ideal stepping stone for him heading towards the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup coming up towards the middle end part of the month. So he's clearly on top. Butterfield, last year's winner, has to go in, and outside of that, Enjoying. Just a one-time win, a few other minor placings, 1 well, 2 back. No concerns with the trip. He was 6th in an ATC Derby over the 2,400 metres back in 2019 prior to arriving. So 2, 1 and 3.
I've got Senor Toba on top as well. I think he probably is the one to beat, but a muddling pace could possibly bring him undone. Enjoying his big danger. Butterfield off the weight. The one that would miss out for me is Looking Great. I think above could potentially spring a bit of an upset here. So those would be my top 4 there in the Queen Mother Memorial Cup. Group 3 over the 2,400 metres. Plenty more still to come. One of the good sprints to look at coming up next, plus all the best bets. That's right after this. Hong Kong racing heads to Sha Tin on Sunday for an 11-race programme, including the Group 3 Queen Mother Memorial Cup. We're looking, though, now at race number 10, one of the later races on the programme, Class 3 200-metre sprint. Good field, exciting field as well, but Bazinga's come up a very short prize favourite for Caristine. He's unbeaten in 2 starts here in Hong Kong. Keefe makes his Hong Kong debut for Frankie Law and Joe Moreira. Packing Treadmill, third to Bazinga last time out. Brilliant Wave finished second in that race. Tamara Blitz makes his Hong Kong debut. Winner out of the UK for Rafe Beckett. We've got Racing Fighter, who's a 6-time winner here in Hong Kong and 4 times over course and distance. Pride of 8, Easy Snip might be the speed from Barrier 8, or certainly some of it. And then War of Courage, who has won over course and distance, but is a 2-time winner down the straight as well. All right, we'll start as always with the speed map here, Tom. And how do we see it shaping up with the favourite coming off the inside gate?
Yeah, he should have enough early pace to get into a good position. Easy Snip, though, with Victor Wong can certainly come across from barrier number 8 for Benno Jung, the trainer there. He's got the tongue tie going on. Where does Packing Treadmill sit, Paul? Because he covered a bit of ground last start.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I think he'll eventually get across and get outside Easy Snip, but he just might have to work a little bit to get there. That's the key for him. And well, if he does get there easy enough, then he's definitely one of the major chances. Right Honourable way back in trip, I think he's going to end up right at the back there as well.
Of course, we've got Keefe, the first starter. There's been a bit of a buzz about him off his trials as well, sitting there midfield. Packing Treadmill needs to work his way across from barrier number 10. So that's probably a good place to start. See if we can find out about some tactics, how the horse is, with jockey Zach Burton.
Zach, Packing Treadmill is a horse who you know very well. Obviously meets a couple of rivals that he met last time, noticeably, I'll get it out in a minute, Bazinga. But you receive a nice bit of weight from him this time around.
Yeah, it was a good effort last time. He drew a poor gate, had a tough run. He's drawn a bad gate again. The poor guy's been to the races a few times now and just can't seem to draw well, apart from the first start, of course. But, you know, we're going to have to try and work it out. Hopefully we can get a better run than what we did last time and be a little bit more competitive. The turnaround at weights, it helps, although Bazinga's drawn really nicely this time. So, you know, we'd hope that he gets bottled up because he's a progressive horse.
You're receiving £13 from the top one, of course, Bazinga. Have you had a chance to sit on this horse since his last run, Zach?
Yeah, I actually worked him this morning. He's just so relaxed in the mornings. He doesn't give you any feel. He just goes out there and hacks around at his own pace, but he turns out race day and he's doing a good job at that.
Far be it from any of us to tell Francis Loy how to train, but is he a horse that in time is really going to want a little bit of extra distance given his style?
Yeah, we've already spoken about that, and we were toying with the idea of going to 1400 for this start, but just thought it might be better giving him one more run at 1200. There's no hurry, of course, but after this race, depending on how he runs, of course, there's every chance he might go to 1400 next start.
All right, so looking for further down the track. Gets a £7 turnaround, though, Tom, with Bazinga on that beating. But we can see it again here. There he's covering a little bit of ground, Packing Treadmill. But Bazinga does look a very exciting prospect.
He certainly does. It's brought some good form across from Australia. He's 1 from 1 over there, and he's now 2 from 2 here, so 3 from 3 worldwide. And he was shaken up a little bit here down the side. Paul, he's been pushed a little wider there by Brilliant Way, but once he got balanced up, he was pretty impressive.
He was, wasn't he? And he drew 12, so he had to go a little bit further back than he'd like to have. He's got barrier number 1, so he should be able to be posse up in a really nice position. He's 2 from 2, and there's no reason I can see why he won't go 3 from 3.
Packing Treadmill suffered a little bit of the draw last time, 11, gets 10 again here. But in saying that, Bazinga actually drew barrier 12 last time himself and still came from behind. But gate 1 certainly makes it easier. And Tom, as you're saying, he's unbeaten worldwide. He is the son of All Too Hard Bazinga. So he's been a good recruit here for his owners. And Tony Cruz has done a good job with him. Paul, not often horses come here and go bang, bang like that.
No, exactly. And look, he's come up to he's one of those sort of awkward ratings, rating 80. He has to carry the 133 pounds. There's a few horses coming through as well. But the way he's been going, I think he'll easily get into Class 2, no problems. All right. Well, what about this first starter, Keefe? He has had 3 trials to warm up for this. Paul, have you been impressed? Yeah, no, the trials have all been good. He's 1135 pounds, as you say, all 3 trials. Now, he did win fresh up over 1200, but they quicked him up. They stepped him up pretty quickly up to the 1600. So he has won over 1600 as well. Look, he definitely goes in, but he's met a really hot field here.
In that first up win over the 1200 metres was on a rain-affected track. He came out and won again at Ipswich, and he was taken up to New South Wales and ran second at Randwick. Nothing wrong with the trial. He wasn't really tested too much late there, and he has been going well on those trials.
So this is the win, Tom, at Ipswich. This is going back to September. But look at the distance, 1666. This is 1,200 metres we're talking about now.
Yeah, so he's obviously pretty versatile. 2 wins already here at the 1,200 metres, and he can certainly run further when they decide to step him up and find the appropriate race, Paul.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, look, I haven't got him on a win line. He's been going well. He's settled in nicely enough. I just think there's a couple of nice progressive horses in front of him. But, look, if he won, I wouldn't be surprised. But so I have included him in the numbers.
All right, trained by Brad Widdop in Australia under the same name. He debuts. We'll have a look at good old Racing Fighter, Paul. It does drop away the handicap quite quickly. Bazinga 133, Keefe 128. He dropped a Packing Treadmill there and then at 120. So the rest of the field off lightweights here. Yeah,
he's won in this class a few times before. Racing Fighter, it's a mid race for him. Normally wins when Zach Purden jumps aboard him, so we'll keep an eye on that. And Pride of Eight, he was towards the back.
Look, he was only beaten a length and a half here, was Racing Fighter last start. In fact, a length and 3/4. He actually won this day a couple of years ago, so it's been a wee while since he's won. His last win came off 83. He's 20 points lower on the handicap than that at the moment.
All right, War of Courage, Tom. Racing Fighter again, just tiptoeing around at the back. This is 2 starts back for War of Courage. He was down the field last time.
Yeah, he was. That was over 1,200 metres at Sha Tin behind Rock Your Heart, beaten 7 3/4. And he sort of had a good run in the one back, one out position, got flushed out wider and dropped away. But wasn't a bad effort here on the fence, Paul. He's got a lightweight eligible for Class 4.
Yeah, so we'll see how he can go with it and see if he can make use of that lightweight. Yet to win this season from his 9 starts, but has been placed.
All right, one more to have a look at, Paul, and this is Tamara Blitz, who makes his debut here. He's a 3-year-old from Rafe Beckett. He was a winner on the Polytrack in the UK. Yeah, look, he's had a couple of starts. Both were on the Polytrack and obviously trialling on that similar surface here. Had the 3 trials. He's 1,074 pounds. He's got plenty of gear on for his debut run. A hood on, shadow row on, and a cross noseband on as well. Look, I'm just happy to watch him because it's quite a tough race, this one, I think.
Yeah, happy as well. He was Tamara's Rock when he raced over in the UK. A couple of wins on the Paul Cup, or 1 win, I should say, on the Polytrack from his 2 runs on it. But yeah, as Paul said, happy to watch.
Again, with that trial, if you keep watching it, he does just keep going as well. So maybe one for the future. Tamara Blitz, we'll keep an eye on this time round. Bazinga, I'd imagine, be favourite here. Paul, do you oppose him?
No, I've got him on top. I'm around the top of the book, actually, with all my 4 selections here. I think he can win. Packing Treadmill, look, he had a hard run last time. Brilliant Way was a good run from him in that same race. And then the first starter, Keefe. So 1, 3, 4 and 2 for me.
Yeah, same 4 numbers, can't argue with there, 1, 3, 4 and 2. I think Bazinga, even though he's got top weight to carry here, should be too good. Got a nice draw, should get a good run in transit. Packing Treadmill goes in, Brilliant Way put up a stout fight last to start, and Keefe, the newcomer here for Frankie Law and Joe Moreira. 1, 3, 4 and 2.
Yeah, same 4 numbers from me as well. I mean, he's getting up there in the handicap, isn't he, Bazinga, now with that 133. So you'd think that Packing Treadmill and Brilliant Way might be able to get closer. We will find out. Right, 11 races then, Paul. Pick out the highlights for us here. Oh, well, the Griffins are obviously always a highlight, and this is the first race of the season. Glory Bobo's looked really good in his trials. He's only 2-year-old, all the rest are 3-year-olds, so he gets £5 from the rest of the field, and he's looked good. So I think he's going to be tough to beat, Glory Bobo, on debut here in Hong Kong. Other horses we've talked about, Senior Toba, I think he's a good chance. Noble One, now this horse did everything wrong on debut at Happy Valley Under the Lights. He trialled really well leading into that. He comes back to the straight 1,000, so I think this is a lot more suitable for him. If he gets, the key with him is see how he looks in the parade ring, because if he does start fizzing up again, he is going to sort of ruin his chances a little bit. Oriental Smoke, now he's all but won in his last 3. He's been a little bit costly, but I think this is his race with one of the likely favourites coming out this morning. So I think he's a good chance as well. Chevalier Prince, a horse who's been downgraded, I think he'll get his opportunity. And Massive Action, another horse that's been downgraded, he looks really well placed in this race for him. All right, going to be a few short price favourites then splattered throughout the course of the afternoon. Who do you make the best in the end? I like this Massive Action. He's trialled well, he's downgraded, he's got a good draw, he's got Zach Purden aboard, and I just think he's going to be in the right position. So race 6, number 2, Massive Action is the best.
As far as the each-way play, Victory Park, he's only had the 3 starts. He steps up to 2,000 metres, looks ideal, did win nicely over 1,800 metres before he got here as well. So I think he's an improver. Race 8, number 8, Victory Park, should be on a bit of a price, and I'll put him in with a couple of the favourites here, Rise Brethren and Intrepid Winner. So QQP in race 8, 1, 5 and 8.
Fire off with the best in the first race. Who knows what sort of price he'll come up, Glory Bobo, but I think he'll win race 1, number 7 here for Danny Schum and Zach Purton. He's looked pretty professional in his trials. He was English yearling for 110,000. He trialled in Australia prior to arriving. He's been improving in each and every barrier trial, has Glory Bobo, the 2-year-old with the lighter weight on his back. Sure Joyful in the 9th race comes up as the value pacifier goes on. I think up and trip will suit to him, and with that gear changes so well. He just didn't really travel overly well last start at Happy Valley. Coming back to the big track of Sha Tin, hopefully will spark some interest there with race 9, number 7, Sure Joyful. And the plate in the 10th race, Bazinga, he can be the banker in the QQP with Keefe, Packing Treadmill and Brilliant Way. They look to be the 4.
All right, best for me, Rise Brethren again. I made him the best at Happy Valley last time out. Didn't get any sort of run at the top of the straight. Forget that. Back to Sha Tin, course and distance winner, 2 starts back. Hopefully we can get it right this time. So race 8, number 1, Rise Brethren. And the last race, Phoenix Light for Dennis Yep, Alexi Badel in the saddle. Saquin's going to be the horse to beat, but he was behind Bazinga last time. Only beaten 3 3/4. Didn't get a clear run either. Hood goes on from barrier 3, gets a cheap run early. I think hopefully we can nick an each-way price about Phoenix Light. Mr. Valiant, Phoenix Light and Saquin as the QQP there in the final event. Well, there you go, that's Sha Tin on Sunday. We go back to Sha Tin again on Wednesday for an all-weather meeting, but there's a turf race thrown in as well over the 1,400 metres, 9 races there, and then Sha Tin again the following Saturday. But tune into Hong Kong Direct this week as well, where Karis Teeton, Tom, was the special guest there, talking about Romantic Warrior. What a season it's been for Romantic Warrior. That Derby went near perfect as well, only just beaten once.
Yeah, absolutely, and arguably he probably shouldn't have been beaten there, where he covered a whole lot of ground. Only kicked off his career in the latter part of October. So Danny Schum done a fantastic job with Romantic Warrior.
Yeah, he won at Happy Valley, didn't he, on debut, did Romantic Warrior?
Yeah, super effort to win there. So first start in October, culminating with the Group 1 win there. That's the show, though. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you at Sha Tin on Sunday. We will be racing to win.